31st of October 2008. A new post reaches the main page of an unknown blog mainly used by cryptography enthusiasts. The title reads, Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. Fast forward more than a decade into the future and a lot has changed. From Bitcoin reaching an all-time high price of about $64,000 per coin to Dogecoin ironically cementing cryptocurrencies into the pop culture. It's as though a financial revolution is at play, and Bitcoin is at the heart of it. This is the first part of my three-part mini-series. Here, I'll attempt to demystify Bitcoin and its implications on the financial world. We'll start this series with a non-technical breakdown of how Bitcoin actually works. The concept of electronic cash is not new. Projects such as eCash, Hashcash, and BitGold were spurring up even in the 1990s. Keeping in mind that services such as Visa and MasterCard are not classified as electronic cash. This is because all they do is coordinate and transfer funds from your bank to your requested service. The idea of electronic cash is that it's a currency on its own. We'll talk about the advantages of this sort of currency in our next video. For now, it's important for us to understand why similar services before Bitcoin were unable to gain any traction. Amongst numerous issues that prevented such a technology, the one that came up the most is called the double spending problem. You see, unlike physical cash, which changes hands instantaneously, electronic cash could be faked into being used twice. Hypothetically, to solve this problem, some sort of record keeping is required. A sort of a digital ledger to keep a record of all transactions. But this solution posed a few challenges. The major challenge was its dependence on a third party to overlook the ledger and the transaction. You see, electronic cash in nature had to replicate cash in real life. And cash does not require the presence of anyone else other than the two people exchanging it. After several unsuccessful attempts to solve this problem, Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of Bitcoin, proposed a groundbreaking idea. His idea was to create a public ledger. If every transaction on the ledger is available publicly, and the ledger has multiple copies living in many computers around the world, duplication would be pretty difficult. Because any attempts to create multiple copies of the same thing would not sync up in the other copies of the public ledger. But for this system to work, a group of volunteers was required to lend their computational services for the multiple copies of the ledger. This group is now commonly referred to as the miners, and they play an integral role in the functioning of Bitcoin. Since there is no single entity that controls the ledger, and the major functioning of the Bitcoin system is already coded into itself, Bitcoin is able to operate on its own. And this is how Bitcoin became the first true electronic cash system in the world. But was the creation of Bitcoin actually revolutionary? Why was there a need for an electronic cash system in the first place? This is what we'll cover in the next part of this series. Hi there. If you haven't liked this video so far, that's completely alright. You can do it now. Oh, you have done it. That's great. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video.